I'm so glad that Dr. King didn't cave in to those that say we need separation of church and state. He didn't cave into that. He took a stand. He was a Baptist minister, and he was heavily involved in the political movement. He knew that was a way to change things. So aren't you glad he didn't kowtow to people who say separation of church and state? It's not in our Constitution. Don't be fooled by anybody that tells you it is. It's not there. And I'm glad that he took a stand, and we're honoring him today. So sometimes the government is wrong, and that's a fact. And Dr. King was showing that with his speech, with his peaceful marches. He was showing that. He believed that. And we should continue to believe that today. You know, I've said this before, but it's in closing. It's not about grace. It's about God's amazing grace. And let's remember that. And let's move forward to honor and respect one another through our Savior, Jesus Christ. Thank you, God bless.
I was reading about Martin Luther King's march, his Freedom March, or his Washington in '63, and 50 years later, well, his theme was freedom and his theme was jobs. And you know, 50 years later, it really hadn't changed a lot. It's still jobs. And you know, if you don't have a job, you really don't have freedom. So this council, our goal in the next 2 years is to do everything we can for business recruitment and to do anything that we're open for business. Try to keep the folks, the good businesses that are here, try to keep them here, try to bring new businesses in, new job growth. Martin Luther King had objectives and goals, and our council has that goal for the next 2 years. I'm reading a great new book right here. It's by Bill Clinton. It's called Back to Work. I just picked it up, read the first chapter. It's outstanding. One of the things he says, it's not the Democrats, it's not the Republicans, it's both parties. They're just doing a bad job for our country right now. It's sad. But I want to read a quote he has in here. I thought it was an excellent quote. It says, work is about more than making a living, as vital as that is. It's fundamental to human dignity, to our sense of self-worth as useful, independent, and free people. And I and this council believe in that. And I asked Councilman Kennedy, I said, what does Martin Luther King mean to you? And he said, Paul, Martin Luther King means that I can be on the Salisbury City Council. And I've never forgotten that. A lot of you probably don't know Mr. Kennedy has been elected 10 times. Can you imagine being elected to anything 10 times? He's probably thinking about Congress next. But watch out for education. But anyway, I applaud Mr. Kennedy and what he's accomplished. He was my mentor when I first got started on the council. I appreciate it.